GuitarLessons.com, the #1 name in guitar lessons online.
Welcome to GuitarLessons.com. In this lesson, I'm going to teach you what an inversion is and how to start using inversions in your playing. All an inversion is, when you hear someone say, I'm going to play a G major chord first inversion, all that means is that one note besides the root note, besides the G note in the G major chord, is going to be the lowest note that you're playing in the chord or in the bottom of the chord. So for example, if we have a G major triad, third finger on the 5th fret of your D string, middle finger on the 4th fret of your G string, and your index finger on the 3rd fret of your B string. That's what we call a root position triad, because the G note of the G chord is the lowest note that we're playing. G right there. Now if you wanted to make an inversion out of this, you would need to have either the 3rd or the 5th of the chord being the lowest note that you're playing. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our G right here and throw it up to the 3rd fret of our high E string and leave our B note as the lowest note of this chord. So here's your original chord. Take your 3rd finger off and just lay your index finger over, kind of make a mini bar on the 3rd fret on the B and the E strings, and just play the top 3 strings. You're going to have your B note in the bass or the lowest note of the chord, so you have a first inversion triad. So that's all an inversion is. So let's learn a 1-4-5 progression using all inversions of just regular triads. So let's take the inversion we just learned of a G major chord with our 3rd in the bass. Now we're going to move to a C first inversion triad, and all you're going to do is play the top 3 strings and just put your index finger on the 1st fret of your B string and play those top 3 strings. That's a second inversion triad for a C major chord, because you have your root, the C, an E on the top, and a G on the bottom. And if you want to go to your 5 chord, your D chord, and do an inversion of that too, all you have to do is slide up this kind of a shape to a regular D chord, but just play those 3 notes. You have a D, an F sharp, and an A. A is the 5th in that chord, D, F sharp, A, so that's a second inversion triad. And we can go back to the G first inversion triad to finish it off. So if you're playing just a 1-4-5 chord progression with these inversions, it'll sound just a little bit like this. So go take these inversions and start finding them on the fretboard in a lot of different keys. Take A and B and C and go through and find inversions for each one of those chords.